Led by India, the Global Biofuels Alliance seeks to create a coalition of governments, international organizations and industry stakeholders dedicated to advancing the adoption of biofuels. Here's an exclusive interview of India's Petroleum Minister Hardeep Puri, who's spoken to DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya on a number of topics ranging from the G20, the inclusion of the African Union and the significance of the Biofuels Alliance.
The first day, first show of G20 has been a major hit, and to talk about that, I have with me Union Minister Hardeep Puri. Sir, first day, the Delhi Declaration, the joining of the African Union, and now this Biofuel Alliance. How do you see this?
All I can say is that I think when India assumed its presidency of the G20, and no one has any doubt that the Modi government would not only put its best foot forward, but you would have a presidency conducted on a more elaborate, comprehensive and inclusive manner than any other G20 presidency. So this is truly the people's presidency. I mean, I'm not saying we should measure it by the fact that over 200 events or 220 events were held in 60 different cities of the country. But I'm saying look at it in terms of what the content is. Again, there is the spectacular, historical, cultural, civilizational aspect and the Indian hospitality. And I don't think anyone will doubt the fact that the Indian G20 presidency has set up a new template for that. But if you look at the content, I mean, you mentioned the African Union. Let me just spend 2 minutes, a minute and a half on the African. Look, the 54 nations of the African continent have all along received, people have said we must do something for Africa. There have been plans for Africa. As a professional diplomat of it. But, if you have a plurilateral grouping like the G20 gaining resonance and acquiring a momentum, isn't it better for the African Union to be seated at that high table at representation?
Right. So, last question I'd like to ask you. This particular alliance has 19 members. Do we expect more members to join? Also the fact that, this particular alliance will have Brazil and US. Both are, highest producer of ethanol. So, that's going to also help.
No, of course it will help. The पहली बात तो ये है, मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि Global Biofuels Alliance सिर्फ intergovernmental process नहीं है. This is more than an intergovernmental process. It has the stakeholders, it has the producers of biofuels. Brazil में एक cooperative society है, UNICA, वो है. US में Grain Council है. और 12 international organizations, the top international organizations, all, because there's potential. अभी तो शुरुआत हुई है. 19 is the countries now, including both producers, consumers, some G20 invitees. But I think the process has just begun.
Much appreciated time. So that was Union Minister Hardeep Puri saying that this is just a start and we might see more countries coming up and joining this particular alliance. With camera person Shubham, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for Today India from Delhi.